Hello, and welcome to Spirit Touched. We're still talking about heaven, and let's see what kind of nuggets are up there. Song of Solomon 2:16 is a real nugget. I think it's where Johnny Cash got the song I Walk the Line. It tells us why he did, but there are really two reasons why: because of his wife and because of his Savior, because of his fame. Mr. Cash had to keep his eyes open to avoid the temptations of all those chains that were out there. Having a good wife is part of how he got off drugs and alcohol. For and where and there are also two reasons to keep his hands out for the tie that binds. One hand holding that of his wife bound them together in love. The other hand was holding the hand of his Savior, binding all three of them in God's love. Yes, there's another reason for that hand holding. We can only walk the straight, narrow line that leads to heaven by holding God's hand. Walking God's line one step at a time is the only way to get there. Once you have accepted his Son. In the last season of his life, he and June Carter Cash were a powerful witness team for Jesus. Only the Lord knows how many people at those Billy Graham crusades were where they sang came to Jesus on those nights because of their story. Marrying June changed the direction of his life. He became a different man. Even the tone of his music changed. Yes, they did get married in a fever hotter than a pepper sprout, but the marriage lasted when his others didn't. It was Jesus that tied them together, and that's why the fire of their love only got hotter. Not only did they love each other, they had a hot love for Jesus, and that's why their story is so beautiful. For more, Google his autobiography, The Man in Black. He cut his teeth on gospel music, so he knew that the circle of his family's love would not be broken and that they would see each other again. Is in the sky with their Lord. Yes, now he has joined with them in the sky, where his daddy is singing bass, his mama singing tenor right along with his brother in beautiful four-part harmony, while his mother-in-law plays her lap harp. Whether we believe it or not, there's a hell, and some will end up there. Billy Sunday got it right when he said, hell is the highest reward that the devil can offer for being a servant of his. Remember that the next time the devil tempts you. Also remember, it was made for him, and we do have the right to tell him to go there when he harasses us. The Luke 16 passage answers the question, Will we know each other in heaven? The answer it gives is yes. What really matters is that wherever Jesus is heaven. John 14:3 and 2 Corinthians 5:8. As long as Jesus is there with us, it will be heaven. Now look at and get a hold of John 17:24. Heaven is not just our joy, it's also his greatest joy to be there with us. Know this for sure. According to Hebrews 9:27, there's no such thing as reincarnation. It's reinforced in 2 Corinthians 6:2. Yes, Isaiah 55:6-7 is true. The rich man in Luke 16 made the mistake of rejecting that Isaiah 55, those Isaiah 55 verses. Please don't do that. According to Psalm 16:11, David knew heaven was full of joy because God is there. For those who think heaven will be boring, just read Isaiah 40:12-28. In a previous lesson, we talked about citizenship. Yes, ours is in heaven, according to Hebrews 12:22-23. When we accept Jesus as Lord, our names are written in the book of life. That means we are registered there or have a reservation there. Heaven will not be boring. One reason is that we will get to meet all kinds of people from all those generations before us, including all our own ancestors. So, I can't wait to get there and meet the ones that were gone before I arrived. How about you? You may send your prayer requests to heanswerstwo@gmail.com.